allhiphop.com. Chuck Creekmer here with Nataanii and QUESE IMC. How y'all doing?
What up?
Noah, doing good, man.
All
Hindi
right.
Mahi.
So we just interviewed some of your sisters and comrades, but we're gonna shift up the tone just a little bit. Talk about, we know, but maybe the people don't know, you guys are MCs. Can you speak on your lyrical legacy a little bit?
Hip hop, indigenous hip hop, it's a genre.
Mm-hmm.
It's a genre that recently came about, maybe like about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
As indigenous hip hop artists, early in the 90s, when we really started doing a lot of indigenous hip hop events.
Mm-hmm.
We did them because there wasn't an outlet for indigenous artists. There wasn't a platform. So we said, well, if there's not a platform, we're going to create our own platform. And in 1998, 1999, we got in the Source magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So they did an article on us in our event, Culture Shock, that we did in Oklahoma City. And after they really enjoyed it, they really enjoyed the event, they came and supported it, and then they started an editorial called Culture Shock in the Source magazine back in the 90s. And so that was inspired by our event. And so our event, became a really well-known event amongst the b-boy hip-hop community, b-girl hip-hop community. And basically it was just about promoting indigenous hip-hop movement and consciousness as indigenous artists. And because we have a story to tell.
Right.
We grew up in hip-hop just like, somebody in the Bronx, birthplace of the Bronx. And so it reached us and we embraced it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm kind of new in the game. I started releasing music back in like 2011, 12.
Okay.
And recently kind of gained some momentum after MTV did a series called Rebel Music and MTV World, and it was worldly. They did their first episode in America on Native America and some of the issues that were happening. So I kind of gained some notoriety from that. People like QUESE, we've listened to in the indigenous community for years, and then we have the same influences, Nas,
right.
Jay-Z, Dre, Snoop. I'm from Arizona, so I kind of listened to a lot of West Coast hip-hop growing up. Pac, Rapping Forte, everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we're always influenced by the main hip-hop community, but we talk about a reality that America doesn't see. We're America's guilty conscience. We're the hidden seams in America, displaced and forgotten about. So we bring a reality in our music that we'd like to tell the world about. The indigenous people in America are still here, and shit's pretty fucked up.
What's the difference between indigenous hip hop and, say, regular hip hop?
I think the root of indigenous hip hop is the root of hip hop in the Bronx. It was the youth. They had a story. They were going through struggles and they wanted to express what was going on in their communities. So for us as indigenous artists, man, we wanted to express what was going on in our communities, and so that's why we started to do our own shows so we could tell that message. And I was moved, man. I saw NWA perform when I was 11.
Wow.
I saw Public Enemy on that tour. I saw LL, Slick Rick, EPMD when I was 11 years old. That changed my life to see Flavor Flav running from bass cabinet to bass cabinet, rocking the crowd, seeing Chuck D commanding the crowd, just moving like this, that moved me. Little Indian boy in Oklahoma. My brother DJ Shock B, he's one of the originators. He raised me up in that way, and so we're just like any other type of hip hop. We're just indigenous. Right. We got a story to tell, and it's a story about movement, the oppression we go through, and then it's also about our solidarity with our red and black unity, red and brown unity, right. Red and yellow unity, even red and white unity, and
yeah.
But as indigenous artists, we come from a spiritual place, spirituality, and that's key for us, man. And we put that on our music because it's energy. We can hit frequencies spiritually through these drums, through these flutes, through our ceremonial way of life, and that's the root of it. And so we just put that in the music, and it's spiritually driven, and it's for everybody.
Yeah, for me, hip hop is hip hop. Right. It's universal. I mean, there's different genres in hip hop. Indigenous hip hop, native hip hop. It's just hip hop to me. Right. We just happen to be indigenous, telling indigenous stories. But the root of hip hop is indigenous. They started making those break beats. They started DJing, feeling the elements of the drum. And that goes back to that drum, that ceremonial drum, the heartbeat, the constant heartbeat, and that's how we dance. Right. That's how we relate to those elements of hip hop. Right. The same as everybody else, because the root of us is dance, art, making music, storytelling, and We just happen to be doing it in an oppressor's language. So I always say, they forced my grandma and grandpa to speak this language. You know, they tied them to radiator heaters. They beat them.
Yep.
They beat the language out of them. And they didn't teach me because of that. But if I'm forced to speak the oppressor's language, I'm going to flip it on them. And I'm going to get back at them. And I'm going to go against the school systems that taught me everything that was wrong in history. And I'm going to use my voice to say, fuck you. You know?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And you think about it, man, because, like, you know, Mr. Wiggles, Rocksteady Crew,
Yeah.
you know, he said one of the first steps, the B-boy move, Indian step.
Right.
You know, and that comes from, you know, fancy dance.
Right.
You know, you ask Brother Cool Herc, you know, his main song, The Apache, you know, the wording, you know what I mean? It's like that the words were always there, you know, so in time we eventually would all connect to each other.
Okay. Now, do you guys have any lyrics you want to share with us?
Definitely, man.
Shit, all
I'd
the
love to
time,
hear
man.
some.
You want me to play the flute while you do yours? Or you want to do a cappella?
I can do acapella
Okay.
because it's just kind of more of a harder. I'll do that. I'll do this one. It's kind of a newer thing I've been working on. Let's see. Tell them what Nataanii means. Words of a prophet. See, I do this for my people. I don't do this for a profit. Say what you want. We don't listen to the gossip. Standing in the middle with my fist up like the Panthers in the projects. So, freedom isn't free when your history is wounded knee. Pops is Russell Means and aim is in your jeans. I'm sorry, boss, but we got some cleaning up to do. I'm burning 50 flags because we don't fuck with you. Someone tell them that their system is a joke. Someone tell them that their privilege got revoked. Watch the evils inside cathedrals, the shit's deceitful. Watch the eagle inside the regal shoot for the people. They say pistols and paper is poetry and power. And I die like a warrior before I live like a coward. So you could bury me in bullets and lay me in flowers. I'm having dreams of thunderstorms and lead showers. I'm sorry, boss, but we got some taking back to do. Reclaim the land, heal the earth, and then we're done with you. From the nations of the Mohawk, Ojibwe to Quinault, Mauna Kea to Oak Flat. From the glacier parks to the Black Hills, we take it back. Over 500 nations ready to attack. Keys,
I'm gonna spit a freestyle.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, get it freestyle. Get the
Freestyle.
freestyle.
Drop me some topics too. Some real good ones, man.
Off the
It's-
top.
Off
Okay,
the top.
Off the
So,
top, man.
Check it. I'm gonna start off and get warmed up, and then just give me some topics.
All right,
Some
for sure.
Good ones. All right, yo, check it. We're live here at allhiphop.com. We don't drop whenever we reach the top because we drop bombs. We got ancient sacred pipes here in New York City, and we're doing this for the people that some they say live in pity. But it's all right because we will grow. This is the
Solidarity.
reason I flow, because it's a solidarity. It's not the fear in me because we gather together, and no doubt because they're trying to tear in me, trying to take my spirit, but my spirit's connected to the earth. Solidarity. I'm solidifying with Mother Earth and the
Pawnee.
water. Pawnee. I'm an indigenous warrior. Pawnee. Skitty. Bring it back because I got a story, bro. The one that I'm going to share to the entire world. Indigenous boys and girls who have a reason, a purpose to live. That's the water. The system
hip-hop.
trying to dissolve ya. Hear it all hip hop. That's alright because in a rock ya. Hip hop, whether it be the b-boy, the MC, the DJ, or the graffiti art. I gotta do this because I do it with heart, and I do it like I spray paint or throw up with graffiti. They try to defeat me. They couldn't even defeat me if they had demons and conjured up demons from a Ouija. I'm rocking it like this because they cannot see me, even if they had 3D and I was in a teepee and there was a fire silhouetting. I'm constantly sweating around the ancestral rocks here at allhiphop.com because
Dakota
we
Access
don't
Pipeline.
stop. Yo, that pipeline, they're trying to make that, but that's a pipe dream. We're here at the right time because we on the right team. We're going to stop that because they're addicted to that oil. We're telling them to keep it in the soil. Makes my blood boil. My blood is connected to the earth, to the water, the Missouri. They're trying to hurt me. That's all right because I'm searching these stars, cosmos, universe. Drop those bombs for everybody, no doubt, because I stop flows. Nat Turner. Bring it back, no doubt, because we learn the history of our people as we unite. Red and black unity, you and me. That's the reason we got to gather and bring more community. It's real, it's live, like Quanta Parker. QUESE IMC going through the dark and mystery. But we walk right into it like a buffalo walks into the northern wind. We come because we recording them. So press rec and zoom. I've been doing this since I left the womb. You better stay tuned. I swept so many MCs, I even swept a broom. And here I am to stay tuned. To be continued here at this spot in New York City, the venue. I keep continued. I'm gonna give you a tissue and I'm gonna slice through you like a Ginsu. I'm an indigenous warrior coming from the earth, coming from the stars, the cosmos, and I know my worth. Surf the net. Never forget, there's a battle between technology and spirituality with no apology, but we are here not to fret because we gotta stay connected, respected, ancestral cosmo ways, bring it back because we never neglected it. So all of us just gather together because water is life. We know that sometimes life is strife. It's like a double-edged knife, but we can do it. We gotta run forward, record it, rewind it, store it in your memory, your membrane, cerebrum. This is the real information, even though you might think it's a rerun. Here we go because we see them coming with their guns and their drones and their helicopters and tractors and bulldozers. That's the reason I stay sober until this battle is over, and then we'll all continue together as one nation. Here we go, the sound of the drum. Ho!
All hip hop, if you look in the archives, we've covered a number of indigenous MCs. I can't lie, I can't remember their names, but I've done searches in the past. Who should we look for historically? Like who should we,
Historically?
Yeah.
I know a lot of the people that influenced me in the indigenous community. QUESE IMC, there's Superman, the Red Cloud. There's also Tactile, Tactile, the Rhyme Child. We just got in the studio with him the other day in Phoenix, or a couple weeks ago in Phoenix, and people like that. Savage Family, they've been at it for a while from the West Coast. Nowadays, there's myself, there's Wheatco, there's Tall Paul, Frank Juan, there's Nemesis out of Oklahoma. Nemesis is sick, man. He's one of the best battle rappers. Def-I just did a show with Def-I in Denver.
Art Son.
There's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of the indigenous hip hop community is really worth taking a listen to.
Indigenize MC Rhetoric.
Y'all's like Jaws. It's really worth listening to because it's real.
Right.
We have no money. I don't know what you guys are thinking that we get government checks. I have not got a government check. We got to apply for government aid just like everybody else.
Right.
And I don't do that because I don't want any ties to the government.
Right.
We get free health care, but that's poor health care.
Right.
My grandma got cancer and they gave her foot cream to put on her chest.
Right.
So that's the kind of health care we get.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lies and misconceptions about the Americans and how they see Native Americans. There's maybe a handful of tribes that actually get money from casinos. Right. The rest is embezzled. The rest is misplaced. I come from I'm enrolled in the poorest tribe in the country with the highest suicide rates. So there's a lot of misconceptions, and stop being ignorant and do your research, America.
Right.
We are forgotten about. We're 0.8% of the population here, and we just want to tell you, we're still alive. We're still here. Leave the cities a little bit, come out to the reservations and
come to ceremony.
And we don't see color. Just like she said, we see hearts. We see hearts, strong hearts to the front, and that's all we see, and that's all we want to see. Yeah. We don't care about being on TV or this and that. Money. I don't care about money. And they say, oh, you're fighting against an oil pipeline, but you need oil to drive and oil to live and oil to fly places. I'm like, I don't gotta fly anywhere. I don't have to drive. I do this to get the word out. I'm just comfortable rapping to myself, learning my language, and growing food. I'm cool with that. Yeah. If it came down to that, I don't need to go anywhere. Yeah. Be with my people. So, America needs to stop its ignorance. It's 2016. Stop celebrating a mass murderer, Columbus. Recognize indigenous people. We're at the forefront of every fight in this country. I don't know what clean water is. I grew up in uranium contaminated water in Chinle, Arizona. Water that we can't even drink out of the faucet no more. So that's the reality of where we come from, and that's what the hip hop in indigenous communities is like. It talks about the real shit. Stuff I can't relate to a lot of stuff on out there. Lil Yachty, all those guys are dope, do the thing, but I can't relate to that mentality. Get money, because I get money, I want to give it to my mom. I want to be like, here, pay a bill. Right. I can't relate to that kind of stuff. Yeah. But so take a look at indigenous hip hop, because it's some of the realest you'll hear right now. It comes from a place of heartache and heartbreak and struggle, but also happiness, because we know how to laugh. I mean, look at us.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that, how do you maintain that that mentality when it's so, I don't look. I was just talking about one of my best friends, and we're like, yo, how mad we are, and how, you know what I mean. How do you maintain that mentality of
Like
positivity?
well, within our ceremonies, man, like laughter is one of the most powerful medicines. You know, like that laughter, like, you know, we could be in pain and we could be struggling and hurt, man. But next thing you know, man, that laughter spirit comes on somebody, and then somebody starts telling some jokes, you know, and the next thing you know, that they're teasing somebody, and the next thing you know, that spirit jumps on that person. And that person starts teasing, and it just is this bouncing spirit of laughter, man. And the next thing you know, everybody's just cracking up laughing, you know, because you know, we gotta laugh, man. We come through pain, you know, we come through struggle. Just like, you know, y'all are relatives, man. You know, you come from pain, you come from struggle. But that spirituality is what carried us through. And in that spirituality, there's happiness, there's peace, there's laughter, because it's so pure, and we still carry that. And that's what allowed us to push forward, our ancestors, so that we could be here. You know, me and my relative right here, my brother, he's Lakota. I'm Pawnee, Skeety Pawnee, Wolf Band of the Pawnee. You know, traditionally we're ancient enemies. We used to battle it hard, dances with wolves. Right. You know, that was our two tribes. Right. You know, and you know, we tore them up. No, just like
no. We'll get into that. That's another. You might have to get another memory card over here if we're gonna get into that.
We got a lot of Lakotas here, but no, but now you know what I mean. You look at Standing Rock. You know.
This interview's over. Yeah.
You look at Standing Rock, man. The water's powerful. That water's that first medicine. That water is what brought us together. You know, that water spoke to us. It sent dreams to us, visions, so that we would come together and unite. Now we got a Pawnee camp amongst the Lakota and Dakota relatives, which probably hasn't happened in 160 years. You know what I mean? We got our black relatives, our white relatives, our Asian relatives, our browns from the South relatives, all coming together, all laughing together. You know, all celebrating together, because we have to celebrate, you know, because we come from so much struggle. You know, now we got a battle. This battle's no different than what our ancestors fought. Here we are, man. We're going to push through, you know, and in the end, we're going to carry that spirituality with us, man. And that's what's going to allow us to continue to just celebrate every day, man. Celebrate life, because we're still here, you know, and that's what's beautiful, man. And that's why we tease each other. You know, that's why we have fun, man. And
yeah, one thing when you come around Indigenous people, you got to be able to take a joke, because people will roast you. Where I come from, people will test you. They'll almost get you to fight, because it's like they want to see what kind of person you are. If you get hurt and you want to fight, it's like, this guy is not strong, man.
Back home, right when you start almost about to cry, they'll go, hey, we're just playing.
Yeah.
We're just teasing you.
Yeah. He cries. He almost cries a lot, man.
This guy's lip starts going like this.
Dang, man. Gonna get started, man.
That reminds me of growing up. In my neighborhood, they you know, started with your mama jokes and then go on down to your shoes.
It's the same culture. We gotta laugh to, you know, to overcome our pain and generations of intergenerational trauma, you know. So
definitely. So I have to ask you guys this: all hip hop has a traditional question for any MC. Who's your top 5 dead or alive?
Hey, I'll go first. You want me to go first? Because I mean,
I got mine. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I got to respect my elders here, so I got to go first. Shoot, man. Okay. Not in any order? Do you want it in order?
Any order, and give a little brief explanation why.
All right. First, Pac, of course. Because his music was poetry. It was vivid. It was like storytelling. You know, and I was a little kid. I could see it on the res, you know? Mm-hmm. I could see it on the res. Corrupt, because he was lyrical. He was really lyrical. And and he comes to all the small towns that are close to the reservations, right. And he performs. So I got a lot of respect for Corrupt for that. See, 3 more. Rakim. Okay. Rakim. For sure, Rakim, man. I mean, just what he did and how he elevated the game. Those are 3 I really respect. Okay. Nas I listened to constantly growing up. And I gotta do Kendrick.
Okay.
I gotta do Kendrick just because his ability to unite this generation from 2010 on, you know, from his first stuff coming out on OD, Overly Dedicated, and even the Kendrick Lamar EP, you know, his ability to bring people to Compton and show them Compton now. Show them LA now. Not from when it was, Dre and them.
Yeah.
It was Compton now.
Right.
So for sure, him, I got a lot of respect for him because, I mean, that's what I try to do. My music is show them the reservation. Show them the 21st century American Indian. So if you guys ever watch this, come to the res. We'll feed you guys some fried bread.
All right.
Man, he got a couple of mine, but I would say the ones that changed my life. I would say one of the songs that changed my life was "Hey Young World," Slick Rick.
Yeah.
That changed my life, man. When I heard that, the beat and what he was talking about, his the way he storytelled, Biz Markie, The Vapors.
Okay.
Blew my mind, man, when I
Yeah.
saw that in MTV Raps. And then
Still doing it.
still doing it, and of course, Public Enemy, and man, there's just so many dope artists, man. When I was young, man, if it was a toss up between De La Soul and Tribe Called Quest, man, because I only got 5, I love them both.
You can put them in the same one since
well,
they're both native tongues.
Yeah, they're in the same then.
Yeah.
Okay, and then and I would have to say, man, I got moved, man, when I went to see NWA. My brother got me backstage. Went backstage in 1989, and walked backstage, and it was just like in the movie, man. It was the same tour bus, like in Straight Outta Compton. Next thing you know, man, there's Dre right there.
Wow.
Playing with the remote control car, little remote control car. My brother goes up, yo, what's up, Dre? What's up, man? He's like, man, I just want you to introduce you to my little brother, man. This is MC Free. My name used to be MC Free when I was 11. And Dre, man, he shook my hand. He said, what's up, little man?
Yeah.
So I always remember that, man.
Right.
So I was like, he put that magic in me,
Yeah, I didn't even know you met Dre back in the NWA days.
Yeah, man, 1989, man. So Dre, is that 5? Cause
That's 5.
that's 5, yeah,
Yeah.
man. So that's probably like I would have to say that right there, man.
That's an incredible story right there. I was at home at that point. Yeah, no doubt. Well, do you guys have any final words on the state of affairs, the state of indigenous hip hop in general, whatever?
I can't really I can't talk about hip hop in general just because so many genres, man. I gotta give respect to all the artists out there hustling and doing it. Even if it's just the hustle that's getting you to the top, I respect that.
Right.
As far as where I come from, I want to give a shout out to Melodic Soul for believing in me first and having me come to a studio. Changed my life. Even if I'm still doing shows just for a couple people, it's hip hop has changed my life in a real way and saved me from my own thoughts and darkness. Has saved a lot of kids, indigenous kids on the reservations from the darkness, from committing suicide. I'd like to say, our people are out here and we're still fighting to survive every single day. And that's not a figure of speech. We're literally fighting to survive. We're literally fighting oil companies to survive. And that's something you don't see in American media. I don't know why. It's not every day attack dogs are sicked on little kids and women. I saw a woman get dragged down by her breast, from an attack dog on September 3rd by the private security firm. And that was something I couldn't fathom at the time. So our people are out there fighting every day, and I just want them to wake up to the injustices happening too. My people, wake up. This isn't normal. You're not just here to live and be American. You're not American. You're Dene. You're Pawnee. You're Lakota. That's what you are first. And you're here to protect the land. All of us are. All of us are indigenous, or some are even white people. And I just want to say thank you for giving us a chance to be on allhiphop.com. You guys have been in it since, like 07, 06. I was on the websites back in high school checking out the new Nas songs and Chrisette Michelle. You know what I mean? I remember bumping that in school. We barely even got the internet where I was from, so we were on there.
DSL.
So I mean, so all hip hop. It really was one of
our
the
anniversary too.
Oh man,
that's a sign, brother.
dang. So I mean, it was like, man, you guys were there when saving little indigenous kids too.
Thank you.
So And big shout out to allhiphop.com and everything you guys do. Keep hustling, keep at it, keep getting the word out, spreading the culture. Anything we can do to come and, whatever, we will gladly come and help, whatever. As allies, Black Lives Matter, to the Nation of Islam, as allies, we'll be there. And that's my promise as a Lakota, as a Dene, as a Omaha, so appreciate it.
I'll just say, as a Pawnee, as a Seminole, Mexican, my Mexican roots, we come from struggle. In my life, I've had a lot of battles, been attacked, all kinds of struggles, pain, but in that, we learn who we are. It teaches us to be better, be better men, better warriors, for our people, for our Chuppets, our Chuwats, our women nation, and so we're always learning, and so we're always striving to be better people, we're always striving to heal. And through those struggles, that I carry, through the struggles that our people carry, that all people carry, no matter where they come from, we're going to find a way. We're going to make a way. We're going to continue to push forward. And that's what our people are doing. And that's for all people, no matter where they come from, what background. And hip-hop is a beautiful instrument that we can use to channel that energy, to translate that message. I'm thankful that this indigenous hip-hop, this hip-hop from the birth of hip-hop in the Bronx, Cool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, Cash, all the warriors from back then, paved the way for us, Rocksteady crew, for us to be here as natives, to use this instrument to reach our people, all people. And so I'm thankful through all the struggles, are far less than what our ancestors had to carry. And so we're in a time, man, where we can bring healing to the people, man, and the people, can wake up. Our white relatives can wake up and they can see, man, it's time, man, to change this destructive way of thinking and being, racism and all this hate and ugliness. Look at us, we all come from different places, but we can unite and we can set the example. If we can unite, we can set the example for all the others that don't understand how to unite, and if we can use hip hop as that mechanism, man, that's going to be powerful, or whatever mechanism or tool we use, and so that's where we're at, man. And I'm thankful to be a part of it in this time. Creator put me here at this time in life to walk through this human journey until we go on to the spirit world. Until then, man, I'm going to do the best I can, to strive to be better every day, and strive to get my bars up, and not be behind bars. For real. They ain't going to get me. I can fight hard, you know what I mean? Now we got legal battles going on, because of Standing Rock, but we're going to make it through. We're going to make it through. We're going to persevere, and be thankful for this life that we have, because they try to take our lives. But here we are, So I just want to say that much. In my language, I say, ta chiksu, iriwe turahe, a chiksi taku, kawaheri de wisats, waruksti hupirika, hidimahi, maro.
And give a shout out to all the water protectors today. 27 got arrested, including Shailene Woodley.
Shailene Woodley holding it down for us.
Who was in the new Snowden movie. And she was in Divergent series. She came out. She showed support as an ally. Got arrested. To everybody at the Red Warrior Camp, Ocheti Shakovi Camp, Sacred Stone, to the youth runners, keep fighting hard. I know the winter months are gonna be tough, man. I'll be out there with you guys, but stay strong. But Hichiapo, Wopila.
Thank
you.